This video we are going to talk about the request library in Python. Request library is used to create HTTPS request in Python. So usually for creating a request, we set up headers. We will see how to set up headers in request. We For setting up the headers, we are creating a dictionary with the header and the value, and while getting the request, sending the get request like request.get, will pass the URL and the headers as a headers parameter, and we will get a response object. We will see what is that response object is, and it will have a status code attribute. So we are printing the status code to see what was it error or a successful HTTP request. And we can see what all the attributes the response object has using their function. And also we can see some of the help for that response object using help function. And if the content of the response can be seen through r dot or retrieved through r dot content. And we can also create a payload. When we are sending a request, we can create a payload using key value pair, and the value can be a array like value 1, value 2. It will create a URL like http bin.org post key 1, that is a key value 1, and this is not key 2, this is key 1 itself. Then we can print, we can pass ask the post request or get request using request.get or request.post, and pass that payload as params parameter. And we will also get a response, and we will see what is the URL actually generated when we posted with params. So having said that, we will try to run this Python program in debug mode. So I'm running it in debug mode. Yeah, I think luckily I set up a debug breakpoint here. So I will, here we had the headers. So we already had the headers variable setup, and request has not been set up. We will step over. Yeah, request object has been set up. We will see what is the values. Yeah, it has been set up the response object, and you will see the response object here, and it has connection, content, cookies, lot of attributes. We will see that printed here in our next step. So we are taking a dir function to print all these attributes. So as you can see, it has request, JSON, status code, that is what we printed, and connection. And we can also watch these variables here. Header variable, It should set up with our user agent. Trying to see function variable. Oh, it's a here itself in headers. Oh, that's a our variable, but I'm looking for the. Is there any header attribute? Cookies and headers. Headers is there. So that should have. Where is it? It's in. Oh, it's in response. That's why. Yeah, here headers. Lot of attributes. Special variables. Function variables. Does it have this value? Store. Okay, I think this will have. There's a user agent type. Okay, we will try to print that thing, headers, as I'm not seeing. Let's go to the next step. And here we are getting the help. So what this is, each response subject fails will be explained here. So as you can see, response subject, which contains a server's response to an HTTP request. And all the attributes and functions are explained here. So if you want to read through it, you can try to word it this way. I'm just skipping this and going to the next step. And content is what response content printed here with our HTML response. So that is what printed in the content. And this step we are trying to, as we said, we are trying to create a payload and see how the request will be, URL will be once we create the post request. So we are creating a payload as key value pair and creating a post request and printing out the URL. It's printed the URL, but yeah, this is the URL. As we commented here, it's printed like key1 value 1, key1 value 2. That's what I want to cover in this video. Also, I want to see where is our, I'm commenting this part and this one too. And here I want to print r dot headers. And I will put a breakpoint here. And running the program. It's reached here and we are sending the GET request. We got the response, status printed, headers printed. I want to see where is the user agent. Oh, it's the, yeah, for seeing the headers in the request we have passed, we need to take r dot request dot headers. That will print the headers we passed to the server. But when we just print r dot headers, it is just printing the response object headers, what server sent to us as headers. So that's what we are seeing here. I'm just printing, yeah, I'm printing the payload as well. I think that's all I want to cover in this video. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. Thank you.